What's up, guys? My name is Tai Zen. Welcome to the cryptocurrency.market channel. This is a reality-based trading and investing channel for people who want to trade and invest in reality and not in some fantasy land, and want to learn how to manage a 7, 8, or 9-figure portfolio. Okay. In this video, guys, I'm broadcasting from District 7 in the city of Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam, and just stretching out my calves and warming up for my light jog here and some walking. Make sure you guys exercise, guys. Keep your body strong. In the last year or so, I gained like 25 pounds. That's about I think 11 kilograms of weight, extra weight that I didn't need because I was busy working on our portfolio management software, and just busy managing my portfolio, and haven't had time to exercise. And I relocated back to Vietnam from America, and so I was neglecting my exercise, and now went to get a heart checkup, and they weighed me and they said that I was 25 pounds heavier, and I was like shocked. So I've been trying to work out every day. But in this video, guys, I want to talk about something that happened to me when I was young in America, right? I met this geologist from the University of Texas. That's a very prestigious and very what they call a powerhouse university in America. It's in the city of Austin in the state of Texas, and they're very well known for having a powerful college football team. So they're always at the top rankings, and they won the championship several years there. So if you ever want to come to America and study at a good college, that's one of them that I would recommend. Although they are being infected by the cancerous soft-ass snowflakes coming from California and infecting their system with their bullshit socialist ideas and their democratic ideas. So be aware of that's it might go downhill someday. All right, but right now it's still pretty good. All right, but anyways, I met this geologist from the University of Texas. That's where he graduated from, and he was. We were talking, in my spare time, I like science. I'm not very good in math and science in school. So in my spare time, anything that I can do to learn about, science, it's always fascinated me, even though I don't understand it very well. But in this case, I was talking to this geologist about plate tectonics. I can't believe I'm saying this, because this is like completely out of my league here, okay? And he was talking about how we were talking, just having a casual discussion. He told me he was a geologist. So I asked him, hey, what do you think about they say that the continents used to be connected together, right? And is that true? Like, Africa and South America used to be connected, and North America, all the big landmass, right? Before it broke apart, right? And he was telling me, yeah, he goes, yeah, it's interesting you say that. He goes, when I was young, and this geologist, he's really fascinated with rocks and the rock formations and everything like that. So everywhere he goes, he's always like obsessed with looking at the rocks, like everywhere me and him hang out, he would look at the rocks around. He would say, oh, this is like was created inside a volcano, or this was created under very high pressure, or this rock is very hard, this rock is very soft. So he knew a lot about the earth and the rocks and stuff, which I didn't know nothing. And so hanging around with him was always fascinating to me, because he would always he was able to take like really complicated geology ideas and dumb it down for an idiot like me to understand. So I always like hanging out with him, okay? And he told me a story about one time he went to a geology conference somewhere, and these geologists were arguing with him, or they were debating whether or not this portion of America was connected to this other portion in Europe or Africa somewhere, right? And they were debating that, it's not, they don't see it being possible. And my geologist friend said, yeah, I believe it's possible, because the rocks and everything that's on the other side of Africa and Europe, they match up with the rocks that's on this side of the eastern side of the United States of America, right? And he said that he was and it was very hard for someone to convince him otherwise. And I asked him, I said, why is that? And he said that, when he was young, he always liked to go and explore different rocks and different caves and different mountains and different hills, and he just loves to explore. Like, this guy is a real scientist, okay? And he was telling me that on a vacation trip one time on the East Coast of America, while the rest of his friends and family and everybody was out, going to different tourist places, he would go and explore all the rocks and the cliffs and wherever he could see rock formations. And he was shocked to see that there was a special type of rock that should not be there, but it's there, and there's lots of it. And he was kind of surprised. He didn't anticipate encountering these types of rocks. Now, I'm not a geologist, guys, so I don't know what the type of rock that he was talking about. I'm sure he told me, I just don't remember, okay? And he said that, and that's how, and then when he went to Africa to vacation, and he went to Europe to study, he noticed that the rock formations were the same type of rock, and he can tell that the age of the rocks somehow, I don't know how he was able to know, but he can tell that they were consistently the same type of rock. And so he said that at some point in history, these two land masses must have been connected together, because when they split apart, there's still the same type of rock over here as there are over here. And the reason why he was very convinced about it, because there was just a certain area of the East Coast that had that type of rock compared to the western side of Europe and Africa, or somewhere like that, right? And he said that was how he knew that there was evidence. He saw the evidence in front of his eyes, and it was very hard for another geologist or another scientist to convince him otherwise. And I said, oh, okay, that makes sense, But, and he said it wasn't easy, because everybody was against him. Everybody said he was crazy, that there's no way that this particular area of the land masses were connected before. And the thing that shocked all the other scientists is when my friend asked him, have you guys went and looked at both sides of the continents, both sides of the land masses, to see it for yourself? And he said, because I have walked along there for several kilometers just for fun, looking and studying and researching the rock formations, okay? And he says that it's going to be very hard for me to be convinced otherwise, especially when you guys have not personally walked both sides of the land masses that you guys are debating about, okay? And so my friend was very scientific, and he would just only base things on evidence that he sees, okay? So why am I sharing with you guys about this geologist and his geological findings with you? Why am I sharing this with you when this is a cryptocurrency trading, investing, and entrepreneurship channel, okay? The reason why I'm sharing this with you guys, right, is because I want you guys to consider trading and investing in reality, not in fantasy land, okay? Man, there's massive amounts of cigarette smoke that I smell, and I don't know who the hell around me is smoking. I don't see anybody smoking, okay? Right? I don't smoke weed or cigarettes, but if I had to pick between the two vices, I would rather smell weed than cigarettes, because cigarettes smoke is freaking annoying. I'd rather stick my nose in one of these trucks that was built, from 50 years ago, and smell the exhaust pipe than smell cigarettes, man. Okay, but anyways, so I'm telling you guys this, okay, because I talk to so many clients, and I talk to so many viewers, and I talk to so many people in just daily life, guys, and people so often live in fantasy land instead of living in reality. I started this channel many moons ago because I was so tired of people talking nonsense in trading and investing, and I realized, man, I could have saved so much money and so much time and retire so much earlier and make life-changing profits so much earlier and retire early and be able to take care of my family and not go to a 9-to-5 job every day. If only the people that actually traded for a living and invested for a living actually share real-world information with me, right? I wish that they would have done that. That's why I started this channel many moons ago, because I didn't want to see people going down the same path, wasting their time and energy and money, right? It's so demoralizing to do what other people tell you to do, and they share it with you and you think it's real, and then you go out there into the markets and you do it and you get slaughtered time and time and time again, and you can't figure out why it's not working. It's so frustrating. There's so many times that I wanted to quit and give up, and I didn't. Because I knew that at some point I would run into some people or some experiences that would help me be able to figure out and crack the code in trading and investing, okay? And luckily I ran into some really good white guys, you know, in America that just, I'm so grateful for that I ran into these guys, man, that, you know, you guys have heard me mention it before, you know, there's one guy named Rick out of Dallas, like he's in like Denver, Colorado right now. There's another guy named Scott. He was out of Las Vegas. He's living in like Salt Lake City right now. And there's another guy named Scott again. He was out of Dallas. He moved to Orlando, and then he's back in Dallas now, I think, right? But anyways, these three guys, you know, man, they're just phenomenal traders, man. Just absolute phenomenal traders. And I'm so grateful, man, that I went to America as a refugee, broke as shit, stupid as shit, dumb as shit, and so uneducated, and a high school dropout, and run into some guys like that you know that took the time to show me how to trade and become a profitable trader, man. You know, so kudos to them, and may Buddha bless them, and God bless them, and Allah bless them, man, because those guys were good to me, right? And that's why I try to share with you guys the realities of what I have learned. I took what those guys have taught me, how to be successful in stocks and Forex, and figured out how to do it successfully in crypto. And that's what I'm trying to share with you guys on our channel. That's why we started it, because I'm tired of this bullshit online where people talk about stuff that's not reality, okay? And so I'm sharing with you guys a story about the geologist, okay? Because, you know, oftentimes we hear so much stuff in the cryptocurrency space, and we don't know what's real and what's not real. When you guys listen to me, if you're new, right? If you've been following us for the last few years, then you know we're legit. But if you're new to this channel, you may not know, man, is this Asian dude, man, what the hell, man? Is he for real, or is he just another one of these bogus traders and investors that talk about trading and investing and makes his money off of like ad revenues or selling courses or some stupid shit, right? No, we make the majority of our income from trading and investing, guys. We don't make it from ad revenues or any of that dumb shit. You know, the only reason why I turn on the ad revenues on our channel is that if we don't turn it on, it doesn't show up in the search results when people are searching for us. I discovered that a long time ago, and that's why I turn it on. But as far as how much we make on the ad revenues and shit like that, I have no clue, because I don't even pay attention to it, right? We make most our money, and when I say most, I would say like 99.99% of our money from trading and investing in crypto, not from ad revenues, not from selling courses or any of that. We sell the cryptocurrency investing blueprint course. You can get a copy of it at www.cryptocurrency.market/blueprint, because we know that there are people out there that are serious about managing a 7, 8, and 9-figure portfolio, and we wanted, since we knew how to do it, and we used to teach people how to trade stocks and Forex and commodities prior to coming to the crypto market. We had those skills already, so we put together a course so that if somebody was serious about managing a 7, 8, or 9-figure portfolio, they can come into the market and actually there's actually a real product that can help them do that. Okay, that's why we did that. Okay, and a lot of people were asking us for it. That's why we created it also. Okay, now behind me, behind this camera, guys, you guys don't see it, but behind this camera here, right? Let me show it to you guys here real quick. Right, is a school. Right. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Maybe the exposure's up too much. Okay, right there. You see that V Star, that blue building right there in the background? Right there, V Star, right? So that's a international school here. It costs money to go there. Obviously, you know, it's for all the rich kids that live in this neighborhood, right? And what happens is, let me see here. This damn Panasonic GH has a hard time focusing, man. I wish they would fix. This camera, it does everything right except for the autofocus, man. Right there. Okay, now I got it back. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys that school, right? because I wanted to show you guys that school because it's a very popular international school here. Like sometimes when you guys see me broadcasting here, you see kids just walking all over to that school right there. It's like, it's not even half a block. It's like maybe 100 meters from where I'm at, maybe 120 meters, right? My kids live here. I don't put them in that school. Everybody else here, all these townhomes, all these multi-million-dollar townhomes here, all their kids go to that school. Everybody that lives in this luxury apartment complex, they all go to that school, okay? And when the families around here, when I'm walking around here, they see me exercising, they see me making videos, and they ask about me, you know, and they're shocked to find out that I'm retired, you know, I don't think most of them probably don't believe me. And then when they ask me where my kids are if my kids are going to school here, I said no, you know, and I said I don't have any intentions of putting my kids in school, right? And they're shocked. Like all the Vietnamese parents are shocked because every one of them wants to have their kids in a good school. Right? Let me see here. Every one of them wants to have their kids in a good school so that they can be able to brag to their friends that their kids are in a prestigious school or college or something like that, okay? Now, I believe in education, but I don't believe in wasting time studying the wrong education, right? So, my kids, when I grew up as a poor-ass refugee, came to America as a broke-ass refugee, as uneducated. My family's uneducated, no capital, no money. You know, we lived in a poor-ass, ghetto, black neighborhood. I hung around with the wrong guys, got involved in drugs, and went to federal prison for nearly 14 years. And when I came out, one of the things that prison taught me was to look at reality for what it is and look at and make decisions on what I see instead of what I believe in or what other people tell me or what I think. You know, just focus on reality. You know, and I can't say this enough. I've made several videos, guys, talking about trading and investing in reality and how to be a street smart trader. And all that is about making decisions based on the reality that you see instead of the reality of some bullshit fantasy that somebody else created and put it into your head. Okay. So, for example, all right, let me give you guys an example, right? For example, okay. For example, let me see here. Okay, for example, no matter how good that school is over there, it's not going to teach my kids how to manage a multi-million-dollar portfolio, right? If I kick the bucket today, if I die today or something, or even if I don't die and my kids grow up and I pass my wealth on to them, that bullshit-ass school over there, there's no damn school in the damn world that's going to teach my kids how to manage a multi-million-dollar portfolio, okay? And if I put my kids in there, right, one, I want my kids to grow up to become traders, investors, entrepreneurs, people who make the big money in the world. I don't want my kids to grow up and become an employee and be shackled with golden handcuffs like I was growing up, okay? I don't want my kids to do that. All my friends that I look around that graduate from college, that have a college degree, they all have a decent job, they all make a decent income, but none of them are retired yet. None of them are, you know, making life-changing profits, and none of them will ever make life-changing profits because all they focus on is getting better at their job. They're not getting better, they're not taking the time to learn trading, investing, entrepreneurship. Those are the things that makes millionaires, that manufacture millionaires in the world. They're not employees, okay? You hear about the guys that are like CEOs of this company and CEOs of that company, and the number of people, the number of CEOs that make multi-million-dollar salaries and stuff like that is such a small number, guys, compared to the rest of us in the world, okay? And I think that it's a disservice to the kids out there. All those kids that go over there, their parents live here in these multi-million-dollar townhomes, and they're sending their kids over there to be taught by people who cannot afford one of these multi-million-dollar townhomes. Now think about that for a minute, guys. If the parents over here have enough knowledge, skill, experience, connections, capital, whatever they did to buy one of these $1.5 to $2 million 4-story townhomes, right? You really think that somebody in that school over there can teach them, their kids, how to get one of these multi-million-dollar townhomes? Like you really think that that's possible? Tell me a university or a school system in the world that can teach a kid how to buy one of these and make one of these. Now, this whole neighborhood here, I don't know, there's several hundred of them. This is a rich-ass neighborhood, man, all right? But all the owners of these homes here, these townhomes in here, these multi-million-dollar townhomes, there's at least, I don't know, there's a bunch of them. There's like anywhere, probably close to 1,000 of these townhomes here that cost that much, okay? The cheapest one is still like 1.2, 1.5 million, okay? That's the cheapest one. The more expensive ones are like 3, 4, and 5 million, okay? Now, all these people, if they just took a random dozen or 2 dozen of these homeowners here and have a class that teaches kids how to make money so they can afford one of these multi-million-dollar townhomes, I would put my kids in there immediately. I would put it in there immediately. And the reason why is because I can see evidence of them making the income that I want my kids to make. Unfortunately, these parents are not thinking, because in Vietnam, they have what's called a saving face culture. Like, you gotta have face, you have dignity, you gotta have like honor and dignity, right? So pride, you gotta be able to portray, you gotta be able to brag to your friends that, hey, you know, so one of the ways that Vietnamese people over here, that they display their wealth is by bragging to their friends what schools their kids went to. So if you said that, hey, my kids go to college in Hanoi, which is the capital of Vietnam, another parent will say, well, my kids go to Ho Chi Minh City, which is the economic capital of Vietnam. It's responsible for like 35 or 40%. You know, it's responsible for like over 1/3 of the country's GDP. So who gives a shit if your kids go to the capital city? My kids are going to the economic capital, which is more valuable, because the kids, all the politicians, they have to send their kids down here to Ho Chi Minh City to go to college here. So who cares? Now, if I say that my kids go here to the colleges here in Ho Chi Minh City, and you say, oh, my kids go to college in Thailand, right, in Bangkok or in Beijing, in China somewhere, then that's more honorable. That's more face, okay? That's more respect. Respect with a K, okay? More respect. And then if you say, then I have more face than you do. And then if you say, oh, well, your kids go to school as a foreign exchange student in Bangkok or in Beijing, but my kids go to Sydney or to Melbourne in Australia or to Canada, well, then that's one level up. Now, the ultimate level is that, hey, well, you know, fuck all you guys. You know, my kids go to, you know, the universities in America, and it could be a crappy, shitty university in some community college in America, and it still has more face and more honor and more pride than somebody going to Canada or Australia, because in the hierarchy of countries and schools, everybody here thinks that the schools in America are the best, okay? So that's how it works. So because of that, these parents, even though they know how to make, they're all millionaires in here, even though they know how to make a crap load of money, they still send their kids over to that school over there, that V-Star school over there, because they want to be able to brag to their friends and their family members that their kids went to a prestigious international school, okay? Some of them will send their kids to the Australian International School or the American International School or the Canadian International School. They're all around here somewhere. I don't give a shit about any of them, you know, because none of them, all of them combined, is not going to teach my kids how to afford one of these multi-million-dollar townhomes or afford, you know, one of these luxury condos right here. None of them, okay? Because none of those teachers in there can afford one of these townhomes or one of these luxury apartments or condos here, okay? So I'm saying this because a lot of people look at me like I'm crazy. Like, are you stupid, Ty? Are you crazy? Like, your kids could have went to any school for free in America, and you took them outside of America, relocated out here. Now you're hiring private tutors to teach them. How can they get the best education? And I want you guys to just think about reality for a minute, okay? I want my kids to know English, Mandarin, Chinese, Spanish, Vietnamese, and Thai by the time they're like 12, 13 years old. If I can accomplish that, even by 15 years old, if they can speak those 5 languages, I'm good, man. I'm good. And with the money that I leave them, if they know how to do simple, basic arithmetic and manage the portfolio using the software that I'm building for them, right? Then that's awesome. That's all they need to know. All that other stupid nonsense that they teach in that school and all that brainwashing they do and all the negative poverty mindsets that they put in there from the poor teachers that work over there, right? the teachers over there make like 5, 6, 7, 800, $1,000 a month, okay? And I can tell you, none of them are capable of buying one of these luxury apartments or renting them or renting one of these multi-million-dollar townhomes or buying one of these multi-million-dollar townhomes, okay? So people look at me like I'm crazy and like, oh, how can you do this? I'm like, I'm living in reality, man. I'm living in reality. I want my kids to be able to afford to rent or buy a luxury apartment like this or a home like this whenever they want to, okay? I don't want them to be taught by people who haven't done it. I don't want them to be taught by that. I want them to be taught by people who have done it. All the people that live in these multi-million-dollar townhomes right here, they've all done it. Because the reason is most of these homes are bought with cash. They're not bought on financing. Okay, most of them don't finance because, you know, it's let's just say that you lose face. It's not honorable, you know, where you have to go borrow somebody else's money to do this. It's not like in America where you max out your credit cards and you max out everything, okay? You max out your credit. Over here, it's not easy to borrow money. Like, you gotta have a lot of money to borrow money. So if you wanna borrow $1 million to buy one of these plots of land here, you must have several $1 million already before the bank gives you that $1 million, okay? So it's not like you're gonna go in there and have that 0 down or 1% down or 5% down nonsense, okay? That's not how it works. It's especially not in one of these neighborhoods. You can get away with that in some of the poor neighborhoods, but not in this neighborhood, okay? So I'm saying this because, you know, I'm sharing with you guys the geology story. I'm sharing with you guys about the education story with my kids and everything. And I want you guys to see it as an example of reality, guys, of living in reality, okay? When I share this about me homeschooling my kids so they get the right education, not the best education, but the right education for their future, right? My friends, family, colleagues, neighbors, everybody thinks I'm batshit crazy, okay? But the thing is, if you really think about it, like, who is the crazy one here? Like, they want their kids to be wealthy. These millionaires want their kids to be wealthy, and they're putting them in a school that's being taught by non-millionaires, and they show no signs that they're going to become a millionaire anytime soon. And then they're calling me crazy for being a millionaire who wants to put my kids in an environment where they learn the right skills to continue being a millionaire. Who's the crazy one here? Who's the one that's batshit crazy? Oh, and by the way, in case English is not your native language, you know, whenever you say that someone is batshit crazy, that means that all the bats, like, you know, Batman, you know, like all the bats, the animals, the mammals that fly, they fly around. And if you ever live in a place where there's lots of bats, they're just like flying everywhere. So I used to live in the city of Austin, Texas, and down near the lake called Town Lake. It's actually just a big old giant river. I don't know why they call it a lake for, but down near Town Lake area, there's a bunch of bats that live down there, a whole environment of bats. And then in the evenings or in the mornings, they just fly out and they're just, it looks like they're all lost and they're crazy and they're just fighting each other for food. You know, they're trying to get all the bugs and mosquitoes and whatever it is that they eat, right? And so whenever you hear somebody say that, you know, somebody else is batshit crazy, that means they're just crazy. They're like the highest level of crazy, okay? So that's what it means, okay? So I got my neighbors, friends, family, everybody telling me I'm batshit crazy for not putting my kids in school, right? And I'm thinking, like, even my in-laws are furious. They're furious. They're like, what the hell? You took we busted our ass getting, our family to America so they can be in the best schools, and here you are taking them out of America, right? And not only that, you're not even putting them in school, right? And my in-laws and my family, they just don't understand because they have never gotten here. They've never gotten this far in their life financially. And here they are, they expect me, right, and they want me to listen to them, okay? They want me to listen to them when they have not been able to make the kind of money or even remotely close, not even 1% of what I want to make, okay? So I'm telling you guys this because it's very common, guys. It's very common for you to go out there and emotionally, your friends, your family, your colleagues, they get very emotional about what you're doing, and then you got one knucklehead like me online telling you guys, stick to your goals, stick to your dreams, learn how to trade, learn how to invest, stick to this market, leave the gold alone, leave the stocks alone, leave the options alone, leave the commodities alone, leave the real estate alone, focus on crypto. It's one voice, guys. It's just me. And then you got a whole world, everybody, your friends and your family around you, and telling you, right? And you have to ask yourself, right? Hey, would I trade my life for Ty's financial life, for LeonFu.com's financial life, right? Or would I trade it for the broke-ass friends and family members that I have that's trying to tell me how to do it, right? Just ask yourself that. Just ask yourself, man, like, would I trade that? And more than likely, the answer is no, 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 and no. Okay? So I would not be listening to them, guys. I would not be paying attention to them, right? You know, Bitcoin went from like, 5 cents, 6 cents when it first started trading in 2010 to $20,000, right? Over the course of nearly a decade. And you still got idiots out there that tell you that this is a scam, this is bogus, it's gonna die out, it's not real, it's fake, all this other stupid nonsense. And I'm like, how much longer, guys? How much longer does this have to happen before someone believes it? Like, how much more evidence do they need? Okay? And the people that need that kind of evidence, guys, I would not waste time listening to them anyways. Something goes from 5 cents to $20,000 in a decade, and you still don't believe it, and it's still going up. Like, what are you, stupid? What are you, stupid? You know what I'm saying? So I would not waste my time trying to convince any of these people, guys, right? I would not try to, tell them otherwise. Make your money. The fastest way to convince people, right, is make your money. Just shut the hell up and make the money. And then when they see you retire early, when they see you living the life that you have always dreamed of living, that's the point when they'll start listening to you guys. If they're serious. If they're serious, right? Most of them, they're gonna say, screw you, like you got lucky, or, you hit the lottery, or you just got lucky, or it ain't gonna happen again, You guys know that my own dad, the guy that brought me into this world, the guy that risked his life, got shot at, got his arm blown off, had to stay time in prison in Malaysia to take me out of Vietnam, to come to America so that I would have the best opportunity to have a better life. And now that I have had a better life and make more money and be able to retire early, instead of congratulating me and instead of telling me that, that he's really proud of me, you know what he's saying? He's saying I got lucky. My own dad, he said I got lucky. Now you think I'm lucky? You think that I came to America as a broke-ass refugee, lived in the ghettos, right? Got involved in drugs, went to prison for nearly 14 years, got out with no high school degree or nothing, and then learned how to trade from some of the best traders in America and was able to trade and make enough money to retire early. You think that's luck? You really, really think that was luck? Or do you think it was skill that I had to spend time learning this shit? I never went out, and jacked around. All my free time was spent learning how to trade and become a better trader. And my own dad is telling me that I got lucky. You know what? Fuck that shit. That's why he's still broke and homeless and still living on the streets, and I'm over here retired, okay? Because he refuses to accept the fact that I have done better than him after he brought me to America. He refuses to accept the fact that I could have be a high school dropout, go to prison for nearly 14 years, and come out and do better than all 36 people that was on our boat. You guys understand that? 36 people came onto a boat that my dad brought over to America. And even being a high school dropout and being the fact that I went to prison for nearly 14 years, I came out and still did better than all of them combined, okay? And none of those people think that I have skill. They all think, oh, you got lucky, Ty. You got lucky, man. Oh, you got lucky. Yeah, I guess that 14 years in prison that I got for my friends setting me up with drugs, that was also luck too, huh? So these people are never going to agree that you learned the skill and that you saw that this is a new technology and that you're willing to take the risk and invest into it. They're never gonna see the fact that, hey man, working that 9-to-5 job is not gonna make you a millionaire. It's not gonna make you retire early. They're not gonna accept that. They're not gonna accept it. They're not gonna willing to be able to take that risk like you and I are taking in the crypto market. I promise you, when you guys hit it big, right, in the next bull market, and you guys retire early, the same nonsense is going to happen. There's going to be friends, there's going to be family members that's going to come out and say that, oh, you got lucky. You got lucky, Johnny. Hey, Johnny, you got lucky. Hey, Bobby, you got lucky. Jimmy, you just got lucky. Yeah, but what about all the times, all the videos that you spent watching on our channel, all the Twitter times that you spent following us on Twitter, and you took the same actions and you took the correct actions, right? How come they don't say that? What about all the times that you didn't go out, you saved up your money, you could have bought the extra car, you could have bought the new car to, and look good, but you didn't. You drove around in the raggedy old car, right? It's embarrassing and everything, so you can have the extra money to invest into the crypto market. How come they don't look at that? How come they don't look at that? How come they don't look at the times that you took the time to learn how to use a hardware wallet so that you can store your cryptocurrencies? That's not luck, that's skill. What about the times that you invested into our cryptocurrency investing blueprint and did everything we said in there to prepare yourself to give you the best chance of making life-changing profits in the next bull market? Why don't they say that? Why don't they talk about how you invested into yourself to become a better trader or a better investor? No, they're not going to do that, because by doing that, they're going to say that by doing that, they're going to admit that they're a loser, that they screwed up, that they failed. Okay, so you're never going to find those people that say all those negative things. You're never going to find them supporting what you do, because they're not willing to accept that. They're not willing to accept the fact that you put the time out to learn how to do this. You took the risk to get involved in crypto, and that you hit it big because of your efforts. Not because you got lucky, not because of fortune, not because of destiny, not because of karma, not because, the Holy Spirit entered you and you were able to make good trades. It's none of that nonsense. It's because you took the time to learn how to become a better trader and a better investor. You made mistakes, you stood back up, you learned from your mistakes, you move forward, you learn how to not make that mistake again. That's what got you to where you're at today, okay? So I'm saying this, guys, because I want you guys to live in reality. I can't say this enough, right? Live in reality. Live the life that you want. If you believe that crypto is the future of finance, if you believe that crypto is the greatest financial innovation that humans have ever come up with, don't let somebody else derail you. Don't let somebody else pull you a different way. Don't let somebody else grab you by the throat and pull you in a different direction that they don't know about, right? For example, like all the neighbors here, they're well-to-do. They're not broke. I live in a nice luxury apartment here, right? My neighbors, they know how to make money, but they don't know how to make the money that I'm making. That's for damn sure, okay? And so when they tell me to put my kids over here, if I listen to them, then I'm not trusting my own research. I'm not trusting the facts that I researched, that I came up with, and my personal experience, and what I have learned in life, okay? So oftentimes, I see people, they believe one thing, but then instead of taking action towards this goal in what they believe in, they take action to go a different way because it's easier, because they want to satisfy their friends, they want to satisfy their family, they want to satisfy their neighbors. They don't want people laughing at them. Hey man, why are you going down the wrong path for? Everybody's going down this way over here, and your dumbass is going this way. And because of that, it's hard. I know it is. I've been through this so many times. It's hard to do all this research and to have this understanding about crypto, and you want to go down the crypto path, but your friends, your colleagues, your family members, your co-workers, everyone, society is telling you to go a different way. That's not easy. Anybody that tells you that that's easy to do, oh, I'm just going to ignore them, it's not easy. That's why I make these videos, to encourage you guys, right, to stick to what you know, what you have researched, right? Stick to the data that you took the time to research, and stop listening to the guys that haven't taken the time to do the research, don't have any knowledge about crypto, don't have any plans about crypto, don't have any data about crypto, don't even know what the hell it is, but they are telling you that you're going down the wrong path. Trust what your eyes see, trust what your ears hear, think about it, use some critical thinking that they taught you back in science classes, back in school, and see for yourself if this makes sense. Send a few coins back and forth. Test it for yourself. Compare the cryptocurrency, technology with the current financial technology that we currently use, and see if it makes sense or not. If it makes sense, then take the right action towards it. But don't let some jackass that hasn't ever learned about cryptocurrencies tell you otherwise on how to do it, okay? To me, that just doesn't make sense, guys. That's why I refuse. Like whenever my in-laws, my parents, my friends, my colleagues, my neighbors tell me about, oh, you gotta put your kids in this school over here, I'm like, for what? I don't, you know, argue with them or tell them they're stupid. I just ask them for what? You know, for what? Why do I want to put my kids in that school for? Why do I want to put them in any school for? And and they're always like, well, they got to get a college degree, and you got to prepare them for college. And I'm like, for what? What do they need a college degree for? You know, and no one can answer me. No one. Oh, you know, so they can have a better life. I'm like, my kids have a really good life. You have no idea how good they have it. They have a very good life. You know, my kids. I have bought my kids so much toys, right, that they practically have new toys almost every week. I don't even, when I go to the toy store, I don't even know what to buy them anymore. They don't even know what to buy anymore. I tell them to pick whatever they want. They don't even know what they want to buy because they've already bought them all. Okay. So when people tell me that my kids need to go to college so they can go to the school here so they can get go to a good college, right? And I ask them what they need to go to college for so they can get a college degree. Yeah. So what are they going to do with that college degree? You know, so they can make good money. Nothing they teach in that school is going to make better money than what I teach my kids. Okay, you know, so, and I'm saying this, guys, because, you know, I'm sharing with you guys about the geology story. I'm sharing with you guys about the school story and what I've experienced, you know, because I highly encourage you guys, right? Trust what you have researched, guys. Trust what you have researched. Trust the data that you have looked at. You know, don't and pursue your goals and pursue your dreams in crypto. Don't let somebody else derail you, especially the people that don't know what the hell they're talking about. Okay. Thanks for watching this video, guys. If you want to learn how to manage a 7, 8, or 9-figure portfolio, and you're really serious about it, go to www.cryptocurrency.market and get you a copy of the Cryptocurrency Investing Blueprint. It is the absolute best training program for cryptocurrency traders and investors that I know of. It's the absolute best, guys, right? Go get you a copy today and get prepared for the next upcoming bull market. It's coming right around the corner, guys. It's going to come faster than you imagine, okay? I woke up this morning and the Delta app that I'm using, right, it showed the wrong price. You know, the price of Cosmos, right? The price of Cosmos is like $2.60, and the price of Tezos is like $1. I looked at the app, and they have the price feed wrong somehow, and it showed that I had millions and millions and millions of dollars in my portfolio because the app had the wrong price somehow, right? And man, I jumped out of bed. And I was like, man, I am going to make a killing, right? And then I went and checked on CoinMarketCap and at the Kraken exchange, and I found out, you know, it's wrong, right? And I just checked right now, the price is still wrong. So it's just so funny. But here's one thing that I will say, that when I saw that I had millions and millions and millions of dollars in my portfolio, when I looked at the wrong prices here, right? There was one part of me, there was a part of me that was like, holy shit, you know, like the market went up that much overnight. I got to get my ass out of bed and start selling, right? And there was a part of me that said, man, you know what? I have been prepared for this. I am prepared for this. Unlike 2017, where I took lots of profit in 2017, but you know, there was a lot of mistakes that I made. I was not being efficient. I was not being an efficient trader or investor during that time. And this time I had this like inner confidence inside of me, you know, when I was jumping out of bed to check on the price to see if it was legit or not, right? So if it was legit, I was going to start selling. And there was a part of me that said, man, you know, I am ready this time. I am prepared. I'm not going to you know, goof off and screw around like I did in 2017. I am fully prepared this time, you know. And when I found out that the price was incorrect in the Delta portfolio tracker app, right? And I realized, oh, okay, there's nothing for me to sell because the price is wrong in the app, right? There was a part of me that said, man, you know what? I'm glad that I have spent all this bear market preparing myself for this upcoming bull market, you know. And you know, even though there was nothing to sell and there's no action for me to take at this moment, right? There was this inner sense of confidence and this inner sense of joy and knowing that I'm prepared this time. I'm prepared. You guys have no idea, man. This next bull market, well, you guys thought our team made some money in the last market, you guys are gonna crap your pants when you see the amount of profits that we are gonna make in the next bull market, all right? And I hope that you guys are prepared for it as well, and so that we can do it together, guys, all right? Thanks for watching this video. Follow me on Twitter at HeyTaiZen, and I'll look forward to seeing you guys in a future video. There's a, you know, that old security guard guy that you guys see walking up and down every time I shoot this video. I don't know what his deal is, but you know, you guys hear that background radio on his security radio, you know? I don't know what his deal is, but I notice that whenever I'm shooting videos right here or anywhere in this area, he tends to come and just sit right next to me and turn his radio on like he's trying to shoo me off, you know, like he's trying to run me off from shooting videos here or something. You know what? You know what we say in the hood about haters like that? You guys want to know what we say to guys like that in the hood that want to come and cock block us when we're trying to make more money, right? I'm doing my best to keep this channel PG-13, guys, so I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it, what we say to guys like that. But I'm going to say that, you know, screw him. Okay, I'm going to say it polite and just say screw him. The show must go on, guys. Follow me on Twitter at HeyTaiZen. Stop jacking around and get ready for the next bull market, guys. It's coming. It's coming right around the corner, man. All these idiots talking about $1,000 Bitcoins, man, it's going to be a cold day in hell, okay, before Bitcoin goes down to 1,000. So make sure you guys load up during this pullback in the market and get ready, because it's going to be exciting, guys. It's going to be exciting when the bull market comes around, guys. Oh, and by the way, guys, you better hope that Tezos doesn't go to $10 or $100, guys. You might never see me again.